Hello trainers, it's your favorite content creator Ganetto, and today we dive into Great League. We're gonna have some battles from Go Battle League weekend, and we're gonna lead with this amazing Altaria. Altaria upon the lead can catch various good lead scenarios for your team, so consider using this Pokemon on any team, but you have to be aware of those steel types and of course the fairies because they kinda hold you down. At the backline we got a pretty safe backline on the faces of Jellicent and Stunfisk, and you're gonna see that both of those Pokemon really work pretty well against each other as well, since Jellicent can cover the weakness that Stunfisk can have on Swamperts and fighters, and you're gonna see also that both Stunfisk and Altaria are gonna cover the weakness that Jellicent might have on the grass types, for example. So coming in now with my Stunfisk against this Ninetales, and we're gonna be on a very good spot since Weather Ball is not gonna do enough work and we have the time to go for the Rock Slide, and we're gonna go to town because down goes the Ninetales. However, we have a lot of energy, we have to keep it up, so we sacrifice our second shield here while they still have one and still go for the switch out to our heavily energy wise Jellicent. Here comes the Shadow Ball, we have the time to go for one more, but they beat us to the CMP, so hopefully we can leave that one. No, we cannot, that's a bummer, and now we have to farm up to almost a double move scenario, Earthquake and Rock Slide. However, they decide to go in with a Poliwrath. We can reach that last second Earthquake after that 100 energy scenario against that Marowak, and we're gonna take the victory. What a crazy match that was, pretty close as well. So now let's focus into the next one against an Araquanid lead, so that's why I like Altaria. A lot of Swamperts, Araquanid fighters exist in the meta, and Altaria can really beat all of those down with its bulk and its pressure from the moves. So if you do not have a Moonblast version of Altaria, you can still go with Dragon Pulse or not even a move at all, because as you can see on the entirety of this video, I'm mainly using Sky Attack, so things can be only good for us. Having access to Dragon Breath is gonna be your biggest asset when using Altaria, because pressuring down the opponent in doing some mistakes and of course to finish them off is gonna be what you need. So gonna take the shield out of that Araquanid, and the Sky Attack is imminent, so this is gonna do fatal damage. Oh, no fatal, okay, they have still a lot of bulk to flex, to be honest, but it will do a lot of damage. And we're gonna go in now with our Stunfisk. My plan here is to stall as much as I can, and we may be able to farm completely here. Let's see together, because Back Pass is imminent, gonna lower our defense, which is kinda sad, and I will try to go for the farm down. However, this seems like it is not gonna be a very good choice overall, and we are gonna go now ahead, and after we take this, perhaps I think I'm gonna go for the switch out the Jellicent, banking all that energy, and they have an Oranguru. So you remember from the previous cup that the Oranguru Jellicent matchups are all over, were all over the place, so I have a familiar face here, because Jellicent has access to Ice Beam, and that's why I like Ice Beam over Bubble Beam. Because of matchups like this, Dark types and normals are gonna be much more easier to handle with Ice Beam. You can still take a shield or two out of those Pokemon, and you can see now that they have no energy at all to spend other than this foul play. Because we have a shield, we can go for a move, they go for the switch to the Araquanid, we catch it on our Altaria, down we go on the confusions, and Earthquake is coming off clutch to finish off Oranguru and grant us the win. So that was a pretty close match. I don't know if the opponent had the energy to go for a double foul play there, but we totally nailed that part, because an Earthquake was more than enough to finish that Oranguru from that amount of HP. So in the next one, they are using a Froslass up on the lead, gonna go with the Sky Attack, gonna take the shield, and at this point I'm like, okay, bring it on. I'm more than comfortable to go down right now, because I have the shield advantage and Altaria has already done its job. I do not want to rotate my team around this Froslass, because with shields down, I think that the pure Shadow Ball can be devastating for my Jellicent, and I do not want that for sure. So they answered back with a Stunfisk on the switch, and I'm like, okay, we got this, this cannot be an Earthquake, we're gonna just take this, and I'm gonna just undercharge my Earthquake here, farming a little bit more energy. However, this is not the case at all, because their Stunfisk goes down, and now I have to come in with my Jellicent. I will try to go for the double shield and still farm down all that energy that they might have, because they did not throw something like a Scrafty on my Stunfisk, and I was like, okay, whatever there is at the back cannot be that bad for me. I'm just gonna go now with a Shadow Ball, and they have a Walrein. So this Pokemon is pretty heavy, it needs 3 of those Shadow Balls to faint, but I think I have the energy to do more than enough. So here comes the Earthquake, gonna take it, and we can still survive, and now we're just 2 hexes away from taking that CMP and going to town. However, they decided to take the move for some weird reason, and we're gonna take the victory. Perhaps they gave up because we have a lot of energy, or they just wanted to call the bait on the Bubble Beam, but we do not carry Bubble Beam trainers. Now for the next one, we're having in a very decent lead. Sableye is gonna be one of the weirdest leads to have, because a return can do massive damage, while 2 foul plays can put us to almost no HP, since Shadow Claw damage, as you can see, is gonna add up a lot. So we're gonna take another move here. It is gonna be the return. Look at that crazy damage, but we have the time to go for that Sky Attack and deal a lot of damage to the Sableye at the point that it faints down. They come back with a Registeel, so they will farm us down, charging up a lot of energy, and now that means that we have to come in with our Stunfisk, take the move, and then see after that how we react, because I have to go for the Earthquake to finish off that Registeel. However, they go for the switch to the Medicham, and they have a Ghost type which can go pretty well against Medicham with a pure Shadow Ball. I think nuking down that Pokemon, and now we have one more ready to go for that Reggie. Good news about this scenario is that they have to fire off a move, since they cannot beat us down on straight matchups. They cannot farm us down with that lock-on. So here comes the Focus Blast. Okay, that was weird, but they want to maintain energy. Shadow Ball is imminent, down they go. They want to call the bait once again, and that was not gonna work. Hopping into the next one, and we have a Magcargo up on the lead. Not the best scenario, not the worst, so I'm just gonna stay in here, and 1, 2, 3 Incinerates. Gonna try to catch here the Rock Tomb, most probably on my Stunfisk. That was awesome, and we bait out a Medicham. So Medicham not the worst scenario, but I want to bait out something like a Scraf, to be honest, because I want my Jellicent to have a better matchup overall. I am already debuffed, so I do not have high hopes for my Stunfisk, and they throw over here, so I was like, okay, bring it on. Down goes my Stunfisk, but we have some weak connections. That was pretty weird. Coming in with Altaria, they do not have enough energy after they throw that pop, so we can go for the Sky Attack, finishing off Medicham, and now let's see how they respond. 1, 2, 3, and I will try to go here for my Sky Attack. If I had Dragon Pulse at this point, perhaps I could go for the Dragon Pulse because it's neutral, but look at that, they hit us with the overhit. They had Rock Tomb overhit, no Stone Edge at all, so we're gonna take it and then switch out to our Jelly. They are gonna have a Leaf Blader Surfetched, but good news is that the counter damage is not gonna do enough, because it is resisted by a lot, so we can take a Leaf Blade and still survive with ease while having 2 shields towards our advantage. We're gonna go here for another Shadow Ball. They have to call the bait if it is gonna be a Bubble Beam or not. It is gonna be just a Shadow Ball, and they are gonna fire off a move because they are afraid that we can reach another Shadow Ball. I understand them, so here comes my Altaria, and I will try to pressure all the way to a Sky Attack. Now this Magcargo is out of the way, we still have a shield. They have to go with more than a Leaf Blade to finish us off, to be honest, so we're gonna take the victory because they have no more energy. Altaria on Azumarill on the next one, and as you can see, this is not a very good one for us, so we bail out to Stunfisk, and they have a Ninetales. Okay, I will try to go here immediately for the Earthquake. That might be a mistake because that was gonna be a Cantonian Shadow Ninetales, which means that the Rock Slide could be maybe enough to put at a point we can farm down afterwards, so a shield is understandable. Now we're gonna go for the Rock Slide, gonna take the shield, and hopefully we can reach to another one before they go for a move. Is this gonna be enough trainers? Yes, it is. Down goes Ninetales, and they answer with a Sableye. So we have Azumarill, Sableye, and Cantonian Ninetales against us, and we will try to go now pretty hard on them with our Altaria. We have aligned our team perfectly right now, despite the fact that we were having a very bad lead on the face of a fairy type. So Sableye not gonna block anything, just gonna rely on my Jellicent to finish off the job here. Foul play not gonna do enough damage. I'm pressing, I'm smashing actually that switch button, but it never happened, so I have to smash it even more like Hulk, and I'm gonna go right now for the Shadow Ball, dealing a nice amount of damage, but still I think we need 3 of those Shadow Balls to faint down this Azumarill. So let's see together how this is gonna work, because Sableye, I don't think it's gonna have a lot of energy, and we have to rely on our Jellicent here to finish off the job. Poliwrath is gonna be blocked. We will try to go for another move. Yes, we can, trainers. Down goes Azumarill, and you can see that Azumarill on its Excel form is pretty heavy, and if you have the Excels, just do it. It is a pretty cool generalist even with that many counters out there. So another Azumarill on another battle, and we're gonna have the switch once again into our Stunfisk. They decided to stay in, so I'm like, let's do some chip damage to that Pokemon, because on the end game, if we manage to have that Azumarill on our Altaria, Sky Attacks might do the work against the Azu, and we're gonna take the victory. Hydro Pump is imminent, gonna do a lot of damage to our Stunfisk, so that was kinda sad, and now we have to go in with our Jellicent. Good news here is that we can go for the Shadow Ball, take a shield, and then swap out to our Altaria, because they were super late on the switch, so that means now that my Jellicent will try to sweep their entire team. So return is coming off, we're gonna take a lot of damage, but hopefully we can hold on, and now the Sky Attack is imminent, dealing massive damage. Down they go, but they can survive with a sliver amount of HP, finishing us off, but we do not care, because now Jellicent is coming off, farming 1 extra Hex, and now let's see how they respond. Here comes Azumarill, and we have to go straight for that Shadow Ball. They're gonna outspeed us to the move the Poliwrath, so we have to start farming a little bit more. They have a ton of flames, so we're gonna go with a heavy move with Shadow Ball, and let's see together, trainers, because I was counting the moves, and while they were going for the 3rd Incinerate, I was firing off the shield here. They're on the 4th Incinerate, so that means now that I have to block, and things are not looking good for me. I'm trying here to go for the maximum amount of damage with the Shadow Ball. Down they go, and I have some energy to spare. Let's see if this Shadow Ball is enough. If it is, we're gonna win. If it is not, they're gonna take the win, and we're gonna take the victory eventually, because it is more than enough to finish off. Shadow Ball, a pretty huge move, especially coming off from a Ghost type, because it takes the stab damage, so we're gonna take the victory. On the next one, we're having a pretty cool safe lead against this Swampert, and because they bail out, I'm just gonna throw my Stunfisk immediately. I just want my Stunfisk out of Swampert's way, and for Swampert, even if we lose that switching matchup, we still have that Jellicent for the end game. So Swampert, a pretty cool lead for this team, because we pretty much counter it effectively. So Rock Slide gonna take a shield out of them, which was really huge, and now I can come in with my Altaria, sack 1 move, and still go to town with a farm down. Foul Play is not gonna do enough damage at this point. We still are about 70% of HP, and they have a Skarmory, so things are looking pretty well for us, since now we can go for those Sky Attacks, and gonna do not enough damage, but in addition with the resisted Dragon Breaths, we're gonna pressure even more. So after this move, I think I'm gonna go for the switch out, yes, banking that energy, and they're gonna follow the switch immediately to the Swampert, because they want to keep the Swampert out of that Altaria, and to be honest, it makes sense. So Shadow Ball is gonna connect, dealing a lot of damage, crazy amounts of damage to that Swampert. Hydro Cannon is coming off, we're gonna block it because we thought it was gonna be an Earthquake, and we have now the Shadow Balls from our Jellicent to finish off the match. So Shadow Ball number 1, we will try to go for another one, to be honest, and the Sky Attack will not be enough to finish us off. So Sky Attack is coming off, we can survive, and I think I'm gonna let this slide. No, I'm not gonna let this slide, but I'm gonna go for the switch and keep that energy on my Jellicent, because reasons, okay? I want to finish off with Altaria. Altaria is the MVP of the video, so we're gonna take the victory. Hopping into the next one against a Deoxys. So a pretty neutral lead. The Rock Slide is gonna do super effective damage if they have one, of course, and we're gonna answer back with some heavy damage from our Sky Attacks. So Sky Attack number 1 is no, they're gonna go for the switch, and I'm gonna fire off right here at Sky Attack, which makes sense. I want a little bit lower than usual this Leaky Tank, and I can take one move here. Let's see together. Body Slam. Ooh, I can take it, awesome. and now bail out to my Stunfisk to finish off the job of Altaria. They have that Deoxys, which means that my Jellicent can have a safer endgame right now, since Psychic is not gonna do enough work against my Pokemon. So farming off all that energy from the Leaky Tank, and that can mean now that whatever comes in, even the Deoxys, I will be able to nuke down with that Earthquake. They have the Sableye, which comes in clutch, absorbing that Earthquake with its shield, of course, and we have the time to go for another one. So right here I'm like, let's block. Worst case scenario, we take their shield out and then come in with my Jellicent to finish off the match. With no shields at all, I think we're gonna be on a very good way. They decide to go for the shield and then we go for the Sky Attack, which was the worst case scenario ever, because that made no sense at all. I could easily have banked this Sky Attack for the end game, just in case something goes horribly wrong for me, but I will go for the nice and then try to farm down all the way. They do not have the time to go for a Thunderbolt here, I believe. Let's see together. Yeah, they do not have the time to go for Thunderbolt, so we're just gonna farm down and still finish off the job. But I made things clearly much more tougher than they could be, so we're gonna go down and this is gonna be a good game for us on the end game. But overall we could have played much better, especially with that Sky Attack, and we could have won with more energy on our side. Now for the next one, we're having a bad lead, kinda bad to be honest, against the Empoleon, and they have a Charmer at the back. Whenever I see a Steel type and Charmer at the back, I can only assume that they have double Charm. So I'm just gonna go in now with my Stunfisk, absorbing all that energy from that Wigglytuff. We can safely go here for that 100 energy and still fire off the Rock Slide to finish off Wigglytuff, and we can answer here with a pure Earthquake before they finish us off. This is pretty huge. Down goes, I think, here the Empoleon, yes, and now they have a Ninetales, so things are looking pretty cool for us. And with that in mind, I'm gonna say farewell to you trainers. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, because more than 75% of you haven't subscribed yet, and that is really something that is bugging me. And at this point, trainers, I want to thank you all for the support that you show to the channel. And with that said, I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers!